Hello, my name is Anjani Segrist, and a lot of people ask me, as a woman in the bodywork healing arts profession, if I get asked by men to do sexual favors or anything that is sexually inappropriate to getting body work. And my answer is no, because it just doesn't happen to me. It happened to me when I worked in a spa, when I worked for somebody else. And the first time it happened, a guy actually grabbed my hand and moved it to his reproductive organ area. And I just pulled my hand back. I left the room and I went to the front desk and told them, hey, this just happened. Don't ever book that guy with me again. And I'm leaving. So I left. And when I came back, gathered myself, I was really upset. I had never had that happen and it felt disgusting. And so the way that I worked through that was knowing that, number one, it wasn't anything about me. And I felt that I handled it in the best way that I could at the time with the tools that I had. The next time it happened, somebody wasn't so, he didn't just grab my hand. He asked me, so Jade, first of all, my name isn't Jade, it's Anjani. Can you do that kind of Asian massage? And I asked him, well, what kind of Asian massage are you talking about? And he said, you know, the one where they get all up in your thighs. And I just said, nope, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't trained in that type of therapy. And I just kept working. And then I left the room and I went to the front desk and I asked them, please don't book that person with me again, because I felt uncomfortable and I felt like he was going to escalate into, asking me to do something I didn't want to do. And the front desk said, okay, we won't book him with you. But then they booked him with me again. And I felt very uncomfortable working with him. And it's tough when you work in a spa. It's like, you have to kind of choose your battles in working in a spa. So in working in my own business, there have been times where I think a guy is going to I feel like he might. And the reasons why I think it never escalates is because I come in there with this certain attitude that, lets them know that that's not what I'm doing. And it just doesn't happen. They don't ask, I don't have any of the problems that I used to have working in a spa. So here are a few of my tips and techniques for making your massage practice impervious to these type of inappropriate sexual requests. So the number one thing is know within your own self what you're doing. Be confident in your skills and remove any of those sort of things in your mind that might, number one, is that something that you're willing to do? You have to be really clear with yourself. Well, what if they offer you an extra $100? Is that something you're willing to do? For myself, it is not. I don't care about your money. I don't care how much money you're willing to offer me. It's not something I'm willing to do. I don't even do that if I have a partner, when I am dating somebody. I don't even do that with them. Massage is a healing, for me, it's a very spiritual thing. It's a gift from God to be able to touch another human being in a way that allows their tissue the time and space to open up and integrate. So I don't do any sexual things during a healing bodywork session. So that's the number one, being clear in your own mind. And when you have that, I think everything else stacks in alignment with that. So that's the number one thing. Dressing appropriately, to me, it's like, well, once you already know what you're here to do, you're going to dress in a way that is in alignment with what you're here to do on the massage table. So maybe just it's obvious, but keeping yourself covered. I always wear a t-shirt or something that is, you've got to leave your arms available because of doing the bodywork strokes. I I wear clothes. I'm fully covered. I wear pants, usually some yoga pants with utility pockets because in case I need to keep things in there, and something that is got my arms available. I always wear fitted clothes because I like it, and also fitted clothing when you're doing your strokes, your clothing won't be tickling them and touching them. You don't want that. It doesn't feel good anyway. Even when I'm getting a massage by another woman or a man, it doesn't really matter. When I feel that, my mind is like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? You don't want to feel oil bottles bumping into, you keep yourself intact and let your strokes be meaningful and purposeful. So there's the clothing part. This is really important. When somebody comes into your room for their bodywork session, this is how my dialogue goes. Hi, how are you? Is there anything in particular you want me to focus on today? Then they'll say kind of what they're looking for, what's going on with their body. And then when you're getting ready to tell them the next thing, they're going to need to take their clothes off. So what I say is, okay, here's a basket. Dress down to your level of comfort. Put your things in the basket. We're going to start however you're going to start. Get underneath the linens. It's not sheets, it's linens. So underneath the linens and on the table. Get on the table underneath the linens. You're not jumping on the bed and getting under the sheets. Don't say that. Get on the table underneath the linens. And then I usually will tell them you can leave your underwear on or off. I keep you completely draped the entire time I'm going to be working on you. I will remove one body part from the draping at a time. I'm going to work on, each piece of you individually. Unless I'm doing a lomi treatment, then the draping is a little bit different. So using your words is very important, and knowing what you're saying and why you're saying it is very important. Once you do these things, if somebody is going to step out of line and say, during your massage, hey, what's the price if if they're going to that's crazy. Like, they really must have zero social skills. And if that does happen, because like I said, it has not happened to me in 7 years of being in business on my own. It hasn't happened to me. But if it does, what I would do is say, I'm sorry that you might have misunderstood somewhere in our interaction, but this is not part of my body work. I don't do that. And personally, I would end the session because that's just uncomfortable. And I would still charge them for the full price of what they scheduled to book. So hopefully for them, if they're going to mention that, it was closer to the end of their treatment, because they're still going to pay. And something else that's coming in is that a person, I'm thinking of men, they don't want to be outsmarted and outwitted. And if you are sure and confident and clear about what you're doing, they don't want to get embarrassed. That's what I felt like. I have in the last 2 months, there was one guy who came in who I felt like he was, kind of on the verge of perhaps mentioning something about me touching any of his reproductive area. And I knew that he didn't want to get embarrassed. I could tell that was the one thing that was keeping him from asking. So he hasn't booked again either, by the way, because I'm strong and I'm holding myself in a way that is letting anybody who's coming to work with me, it's letting them know that there is a line and do not cross it. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this has helped you in your massage therapy practice in any way. Please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to connecting with you soon.